Hey! Wow. The king has returned. Hello, everyone. It's been nearly a year now. Nearly a year since I've been here. So I thought it was time. Oh my god, there's so many people. All right. All right. You know the, what's that bloody meme? When he's like, all right. It's good to see everyone here. What's all the question marks, the yes? Well, I thought today, it's been so long. It's nice to come say hi, answer any questions that you guys might have. It's been so long. It's been nearly a year now. And I've also got something special. Do you guys remember this? Oh, wait. Oh my god, what's this sound? Hey-o! So look, it has been a while, guys. Nearly a year now since I've actually jumped on here. And I just wanted to say hi. You know what? Let's do the fucking drop again. Let's do the drop again. We know we want to, right? Oh yeah. Woo! God, that feels good. So how's the levels, guys? Can you let me know if it's all good, if it sounds fine? This is the chilled set, right? This is the definitely not at home set. What are you talking about? This is a professional studio, so yeah. So look, guys, I just wanted to come in today. Just wanted to come in today, God, and say hi and yeah, answer any questions really. Like I just thought, okay, firstly, two things. I want to talk about Last of Us. I fucking love that show. I thought that was fantastic. And secondly, I wanted to answer any questions that you may have for me. And so maybe some of you are like, nah, I didn't have any questions really. I don't really give a fuck. It's been a year, but I got my own life, so I don't really need to know what's going on in yours. But, oh, the mic is a bit too loud. Okay. Sam, you can always count on that guy to come. Thank you very much. Layman hasn't changed much, clearly. And also, as you can see here, I've actually got some... I've got it set up here. We've got some little Last of Us in the background when we're ready. I might put that on for a while, actually. It's quite nice. But yeah, it was really just to answer any questions today that you guys had. And yeah, just to have a chat with you guys, because it has been so long. I do miss you guys. Of course I do. Miss you every day. I miss you guys every day. Oh my God. No, but I do. Like, I enjoyed, you know, chatting with the fam, making memes, performing. Like, I enjoy performing. I enjoy doing that. That was a big part of my life. So to kind of step back from that, naturally, that's a bit of a shift, you know. But yeah. So look, again, let's jump into some questions. What do you reckon? All right. Oh God, are we showing all the comments? Okay, let's do the comments so you guys can see. 290 viewers. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. Appreciate you. Okay. So you guys can see the oh, you guys can already see the comments anyway, can't you? Yeah, that's right. So I might put that in a separate section then. Okay, there we go. All right. So what have I been keeping occupied with? Well, before I was doing Layman, actually, I was a finance dude. I was a finance bro. So I was doing that actually for years before this, actually. Since about 2014 until 2017 when I started Layman. I was like, holy shit, yes, this is what I want to do. Let's do it. So I did that for quite some time. I was a mortgage broker, actually. It's like Better Call Saul for mortgage broking. So I did that and I'm back there. I'm enjoying it a lot. And the good news is my jokes are so funny at work, HR wants to hear them all the time. So that's always fun. So I've been doing that now for, yeah, so I did it for about 4 years before I did Layman. Then I did Layman for 4 years. And then I went back, man. I had a good relationship with who I used to work with and all that kind of stuff. So As you can, yeah, thank you very much. Sam has caused the financial crash. Well, that's what you do, right? If you can't make memes, make the world a meme. That's what I say. Okay. Yeah. So look, I went back to doing that. I enjoy it actually. It's just good to be back into a rhythm. After I took some time from Layman, because again, it's been about 11 months now since the last show. I took a little bit of time. I took about 2 months to kind of chill, because it was a huge ride, right? Like it was a huge ordeal, really. You know, to go through the thing. We're doing 6 shows a week, 4 years. We had 2 weeks off a year, pretty much. 750 videos later. It was just a lot, absolutely a lot. So after so much time, I thought, you know what, I'll take 2 months off. I'll chill for a bit. I'll relax. And then I'll come back. I'll come back to doing something like this in the future. I always wanted to actually do this in the future. Didn't know when it was going to be. And thank you very much for your donation. It's all good, guys. You don't have to give donations today. Look, if you want to give $1 million, like fine, like whatever. No, but really, it's just a chat today, guys. You don't have to give it. You don't have to give any donations. I'll try to get to as many questions, but there is so many questions here. Actually, I can see. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing, guys. That's what I've been doing. I've been working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. And I enjoy it. But again, I do miss doing this. I do miss talking to you guys. And I do miss, talking about certain things that come up that I do feel like I actually want to kind of throw my hat in the ring and have a chat about, especially with The Last of Us. And I will get back to that in a little bit. Hope you're doing well. Missed the stellar comedy. Cyberpunk has been good times. Good times. Weren't they good times? They were great times. Where's Thick Boy? Thick Boy's at work today. He's living his own life, but you never know. Look, if I ended up having a chat with you guys ever so often, there very well may be a future where Thick Boy also jumps in. Who knows? Let me see what other questions we've got here. Ralph's ego is getting out of control. He needs you to bring him down to earth. Yeah, fuck that dude. Nah, he's all right. Now, look, Ralph's gone to strength, and we're as strong as ever. We're as strong as ever, Ralph and I. And his channel sucks, though, right? Downvote his channel, all right? Unsub from Skill Up. And definitely sub to Layman. All the time, every day. So what do you think of The Last of Us TV series, someone said? Okay, well, before I get there, so have I been playing a lot of games or have I been playing Overwatch 2? I play Overwatch 2 every day. Every single day of the week. I just can't put that goddamn game down. I have been playing other games too, like I finished Dead Space recently. I finished Metroid again. Actually, no, that's a lie. I never lie on here. Well, sometimes I do. I never finished Metroid Prime originally. I actually came back to it and actually played it fully this time on Switch. And I was just blown away by how good it was. Like, I had finished Dread and Fusion. I'd finished Fusion like 3 times. I absolutely love that game. But I never actually finished Prime. So I needed to go back and actually finish that. I haven't played Hogwarts yet. Okay? Oh, Hogwarts. But I will play it. I actually want to play it. Okay? Now, I know that's a whole controversy, but I won't even go there. But I will say one thing. Is I am definitely keen to try it. It's been reviewed very well. I think overall, a lot of people that were 9 years old, they just love Harry Potter. They just want to play the game, And I'm actually really excited to jump in. I know some friends that have been playing it and they absolutely loved it. To see it reviewed so well also, I think that's really great. I just think IP like that's like kind of on par almost in terms of how much it's making per year from all the box office and memorabilia and stage shows and stuff. It feels like it's almost on par with Star Wars, So to see that doing so well, like I'm actually quite happy with that. Who's my Overwatch main? Overwatch main is definitely going to be Reinhardt, bit of McCree. Well, now. Brigitte, Lucio, and I don't know, someone else. Soldier 76. Elden Ring, of course, and I just saw someone mention Elden Ring. Elden Ring, can't wait for the DLC. That's going to be absolutely amazing. Who is not excited for Elden Ring DLC? Now, as we've seen from previous Dark Souls or Souls-like games, the DLC is always pretty hefty. It's worthwhile. It's good. It's not it's not shit. You know, it's not shit. I've played not all the Souls. I've played Sekiro, Elden Ring, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, a little bit of Dark Souls 3. But like Dark Souls, I finished 7 times. Elden Ring, I finished 5 times. Sekiro, I finished twice, but I really couldn't do the last boss. But that's for another story. So look, I really do love Souls, and I can't wait to see what they do with the DLC. The Shadow of the Erd Tree, is this what it's called? Something like that? Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for all these donations. It's really nice of you. I'll try and get to the questions. You don't have to donate today. It's really about just being here and donating as much as you can. No. You're a legend. Here's a little something to say thank you for the user content. I appreciate that. Sir Salabine. God, I need glasses now. I'm going grey and I need glasses. The young layman days are over. The days of me making poo and dick jokes, I can't do that when I'm a 6-year-old man. Or can I? Maybe I can. Stay tuned. Margus Trigger, someone needs money for a 6-pack, 11 months since the last video. Here, let me grab it for you. You're a good man. I appreciate that. I heard you went back and became an accountant. No. Can you imagine me as an accountant? I couldn't do that. Mortgage broker is a little bit different. It's a bit more salesy. It's like, hey, do you know you have rights? The Constitution says you do. No, but it's a bit Saul Goodman, but no, I enjoy what I do. But again, of course, I miss you guys. Absolutely. I need the members in my life. Oh, I know. Well, you know. But again, we're not sure what we're going to be doing with this. Maybe it's just like I jump on ever so often, have a chat with you guys. Yeah, and just kind of just be with you guys. Just be with you guys. God, it's a bit phallic, this thing, isn't it? Jesus Christ. God, I'll just have to wait till off stream, then I'll give this a good home. All right. So what else? YouTube channel missed, man. Thank you so much. Gonna donate. Yeah. So guys, yeah, that's right. If you donate, then I'll announce that Layman's shutting down. So donate, then I'll say I'm out for good. See you later, pal. See you later, pal. So yeah, so that's kind of it, guys, in terms of where I've been, what am I doing. But I really wanted to talk about The Last of Us today. So unless you guys had any, look, again, there's so much comments here. It's hard to actually chat with everybody. So look, I wouldn't mind just actually jumping straight into The Last of Us. So look, I honestly thought The Last of Us was one of the greatest TV shows that I've watched in a long time. It's done by HBO, and HBO is always doing good shit. Let's be honest here. Chernobyl, absolutely fantastic. And if I'm not mistaken, the director or the creative director of Chernobyl actually headed this entire project. Now, there was a lot of skepticism, right? When this first started, everyone's like, oh, I don't know about this, man. Like, is this going to be like another Halo? Now, I didn't watch Halo, right? But I knew that it was not generally well received. Now, I did watch Witcher. I knew that Arcane was very well received. It got like 95 on Metacritic or something. Cyberpunk Edgerunners, I watched half that season. I didn't watch the whole thing. But I thought that was also pretty fantastic. But I think what they've done here is actually, like, Marvel has had its crest. Oh my god, microphone just fell out. Marvel has had its crest, right? It's kind of gone to the pinnacle of what I think Marvel is going to be, and that was Endgame. And now everything else after this is this phase 6 and 7, and god, it's gonna be like phase freaking 420. It's too much. I'm sorry, but I think people are getting over this whole like Marvel thing. It says I'm really quiet, apparently. Is that better? Yeah, I just think that it's getting to the stage now where people don't necessarily want to see more Marvel. Like, I can't remember the last time I was genuinely excited for a Marvel movie. Endgame was definitely one of them. And after that, I mean, it's Sony, I guess, but like, you know, Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, I thought that was really fantastic too. And naturally, oh wait, let's do that again. There we go. Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, that was something that was just so unbelievably incredible. And I love the fan service. You know, I just thought that was exactly what I wanted to see. And it kind of took that whole franchise to a level that made me feel like, yes, Okay, like I don't need to see more of this now, but I know they're going to be doing 2 other freaking Spider-Mans, right? But it feels like Marvel is getting to the stage, and DC kind of, right? Where a new challenger needs to come in. And I've said this for years. I do think that video games are going to be the next thing that make people really feel like, oh, cool, this is the next trend. This is it. You know, it's going to be the God of War TV show, or maybe the movie one day, The Last of Us, and maybe there'll be spin-offs of movies of The Last of Us too. Like The Last of Us show also on movies. Then we're also going to see Metal Gear Solid and Zelda, for Christ's sake, even though we did see that Zelda April Fool's joke years ago saying that they were going to do an actual movie of that. I remember that IGN thing. But I think that's going to be what we're going to see here. And I think that this has been a perfect setup for future games to start dipping, future franchises and IPs to start dipping their toe into actually getting into movies and TV. Now, I think we're going to see an avalanche of more and more stuff happening here. I think The Witcher was a great start, although The Witcher was a book first, right? Then it became a game, and it kind of feels like it belongs more to the gaming community now, to like the book community. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, I don't think a lot of people are like, oh, excuse me, The Witcher was a book first. It's like, nah, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. But like, let's be real. You know it because it was a game. 9 times out of 10, most people would know it because it was a game. And there's going to be people here that are like, actually, no, I knew it was a book. Like, okay, I know, right? But majority of the time, that's really what's going to be happening here, right? That is actually, that game brought it to Netflix. The books didn't bring it to Netflix. The game brought it to Netflix, in my opinion. And I think we're going to see more and more games now start to do this. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to see that now we're going to potentially see this new wave of amazing IP that have been kind of bolstered up now by the quality of The Last of Us. I mean, the quality of The Last of Us was absolutely fantastic. I think it kicked a lot of goals and a lot of skepticism at the beginning, where a lot of people were thinking, I don't know about this, Chief, like Halo, right? But the first episode dropped and everyone felt comfortable after that to be like, holy shit, this is actually going to really land. This is going to really work. I certainly did. And I think the general consensus was like, people thought this was a really, really great first episode, and then it went on to continue to just deliver quality after quality. Episode 3 was, I thought, one of the best episodes. And I'm not just saying that, like I genuinely thought that was an amazing episode, and Nick Offerman did a fantastic job. And the other guy, which is an Aussie, actually did a fantastic job too. But, you know, I just think that every single episode went strength to strength. Now, there was some things that they had to battle with, and I'll get to that in a bit. But overall, my first initial impressions is that it was a fantastic season, fantastic first season. I did think the pacing sometimes did feel a bit off. The game itself had a lot more time, I think, for Joel and Ellie's relationship to flourish, where this did feel by like episode 7, it really kind of kicked up a gear, and it just didn't have that space it needed to actually to land properly, I thought. But also, like, the last episode, okay, so there's going to be some spoilers. Spoiler alerts, okay? Give you 5 seconds, guys. If you haven't seen the show, you can get out. I don't want to talk to you anyway. Get out. But ultimately, I think that the last episode was the most disappointing for me. Definitely. It just felt rushed. It felt like if there was an initial 10-part season they were thinking, and they actually only dropped 9-part season. There's something to be said about, you know, building up to that moment, and everyone in the gaming community knows that moment so well. Like, we know that moment. We know that choice that Joel is essentially going to make. And for that last episode to just like jump in, it just kind of jumped at you, I should say. And before you knew it, you're at the hospital. She's getting prepped for surgery. And you're like, whoa, hang on. Where was the internal dialogue that you wanted to see from Joel, or maybe the internal dialogue that you wanted to see from the Fireflies, from the head girl? I can't remember her name now. But like, it was kind of like just thrown at you so quickly. And then we're given like this, you know, this fight scene that's not really showing any fighting. It's really just like a collage of different people dying. and then he just all of a sudden gets to the actual medical room, takes her and leaves. Like, though that moment, I think, really needed to have a 2-part episode. It really needed to flesh it out. It needed to give us, like a feeling of like, well, this is the end here. This is that massive choice that we've seen in the game and that we've all kind of sat with for like 10 years. And it didn't really do that, you know? So I did finish that episode going, oh, okay, far out. That really needed a second episode. You know, like I needed a part 2. And we are going to get to the part 2 in a second, of course. But yeah, I just think that Pedro Pascal, God, he's such a daddy, isn't he? He did a fantastic job. Initially, when he was cast, I was like, I don't know about this. Is this going to work? Absolutely worked, you know. And Bella Ramsey did a fantastic job. All in all, I just think the cast in general was great. And to see Ellie, the one that voiced Ellie, Ashley something, and Troy Baker, of course, to actually have his own little part in the series, it was great to pay homage to them. So this did feel very well thought out and very thoughtful, I think, in terms of this. It came from a game, and they acknowledged that in so many ways, you know. But one thing I really wanted to point out that I thought was, I saw some similarities actually to The Mandalorian. That it felt almost like, do you know in The Mandalorian he would land on a planet and he'd be like, all right guys, I need this battery thing for my friggin' ship. And they're like, well, we're not going to give it to you until you kill this huge monster. And he's like, oh, fuck, okay, fine. Kills the monster. Thank you. See you later. Every episode had that same formula. Now, with this, of course, Joel wasn't like going to a particular region and like needing to like accomplish a mission to get to the next area. But in some respects, he kind of was. Every single episode felt like it was a new atmosphere. It had a new social system, where a lot of the times it was kind of a new social system from the Fireflies, or those kind of armies that were in particular cities that he had to like battle through. Or it just felt like every single episode, it felt like it was going into a new environment, a new ecosystem, a new social system sometimes, where he had to navigate those and kind of like complete the quests before he could move on to the next one. And that's something for me that really jumped out. I was like, I'm feeling Mando vibes here, you know? And he had to deliver the baby. Like Grogu, he had to deliver the baby. See what I mean, guys? See the similarities? It's all the Illuminati, all right? I told you, they're getting into our minds. But Pedro Pascal was fantastic. And yeah, it's just the overall cast was fantastic. Now, I want to talk about Last of Us Part 2. Because they've recently come out and said, we're sticking to our guns. We don't give a shit what anyone thinks, all right? We're going to be absolutely doing Last of Us Part 2 exactly how we want to do it. Now, look, the problem with that, I think, is if you do this the way that I think if they're going to do it the way that most people, well, no, we shouldn't say most. We shouldn't say most. Is this over? No, not yet. Let's do this again. Yeah, it's captured by the PS3. Now, the reason I'm not showing actual footage also, guys, is because YouTube doesn't like that. They might demonetize my video, or like they'll just copyright it and they don't let... I don't think I'm going to monetize this. It's more of a fact that I think that they'll not let me put this up after if I just keep showing all the trailers from The Last of Us HBO. Yeah, so what I was saying is I think that the problem what we're going to face with Last of Us Part 2 is there was such a visceral reaction to so much of what they decided to do with this game, that I think that a lot of people are really dreading to see Season 2, because Season 1 was so fantastic. And I just think that we're going to see a moment where people either have to accept that Last of Us Part 2 is going to happen in the same way, or we can protest as much as we want and try and make them not do it and change it fundamentally, but we know they're not going to do that. And they've doubled down on that. Like, Neil Druckmann's been quite clear that he's very happy with what he did, and the season Part 2 is going to be exactly that. But I do think that we are going to see, as they've kind of mentioned, that we may see a Part 2 in 2 separate seasons. And does that mean that Pedro Pascal is going to be in there in Season 2 for the entirety? They're going to change a lot of that story to kind of fit that? Because a lot of people are there for Bella Ramsey, but they're also there for Pedro Pascal, obviously, right? Like, he's a daddy. So I just think season 2 and season 3 initially will have a big problem with gamers. They're going to do the classic thing where they're going to like review bomb it and whatever. Like, you know, when the fateful golf day does happen for Joel, the Metacritic score is going to dive for the user score. It's just going to be one of those things, I think, you know. And Neil Druckmann is going to have to stick to that and just continue with his vision on that. I do think that they have possibilities to make season 4 and 5. And that will then, like, once season 2 and 3 of The Last of Us Part 2 is out of the way, maybe people will generally have a bit more of an open mind to see what they do with season 4 and season 5. Like, they've mentioned that they were open to doing things like that in the future, I believe. And Neil Druckmann also came out and said, you know what, guys, we've been playing with our new game. We're not sure what it is yet. Sorry. We know what you guys want to do. We're sure what it is yet. You guys wanted us to do The Last of Us Part 3, but we've already picked our game. So you'll see it soon. So that feels like, for me, it's like, are you saying there's not a Last of Us Part 3, or does it feel like there is a Last of Us Part 3? I think the next game is going to be Last of Us Part 3. It makes sense. Last of Us HBO TV show has been such a hit. They're going to do Last of Us Part 2 in maybe 2 seasons, and continue to do other seasons in the future, I believe, also. And that is going to allow them to then just like piggyback off the back of that HBO success. Not that Last of Us needs that piggyback, by the way. It's already successful. But they're going to use that to further promote their game. And it's going to convert a lot of people that don't really play games to want to play games. Or they didn't play The Last of Us initially, and now they're like, far out, I really want to go back and play The Last of Us. Oh, there's a new one coming out? Holy shit, I want to jump on that shit. You know? So I think in general, The Last of Us has set a fantastic base for not only itself, but other gaming franchises. And I'm actually excited to see what they do with this. You know, I think The Last of Us Part 2, as I said, will be very similar to what we've seen, but maybe they'll take some creative liberties and try and soften it a little bit without kind of giving up any pride here. But we'll have to see what they do. I wouldn't mind opening it up the floor to see what you guys think of this. No Pedro, no Last of Us. I know what you're saying. It's going to be tough. But look, The Last of Us Part 2, it survived. Kind of, right? Look, people did actually enjoy The Last of Us. I personally did enjoy it. It wasn't as good as Last of Us Part 1, and I think the hype that happened with this entire game, it just wasn't the same in terms of that initial narrative punch that The Last of Us Part 1 had. With The Last of Us Part 2, it just felt like it definitely did derail somewhat. And as you've seen from my reviews, like, I didn't hate the game. I didn't despise it. I just didn't think it was a particularly amazing game in the landscape of games that we have seen. What else we got here? Other questions. What happened to you guys? We've already kind of... Well, I mean, we kind of didn't answer that. I mean, we can answer that if you like. So, you know, what happened to the L'Among Gamon? Well, we were doing it for 4 years. Well, we kind of answered this, but I'll quickly go over this. Like, we did it for 4 years, 750 videos. Ralph was getting busier and busier. I was getting a bit older. I felt like, you know, I kind of wanted some creative freedom. But it was always the plan, as you... Ralph did a podcast recently, actually, and he kind of explained that it was always the plan to kind of... I take over Layman at some point. And then... Yeah, I mean, we tried that, and then, of course, some people weren't too happy about that. And I can understand that, right? It's like The Last of Us, like, losing Joel. It's like, whoa, what the hell? Jesus Christ, bring Joel back. Yeah, so look, of course, that was a transition, you know. But, you know, Ralph's gone strength to strength. He's got his own thing going on. He's got a family now. Like, it's hard for him to commit to those same hours too, you know. So, in that regard... yeah, we just naturally felt like there was going to be some changes regardless to the format and to the people that were going to be involved. But we are on good terms. It's all good. I see him. Sadly, I have to see him at family dinner every friggin' Friday. I have to see him tonight, actually. What else? Seeing your Batman voiceover animation stuff was really good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, my man. I enjoyed doing that. I did 2 of those, actually. The Last of Us also was much longer than the first one. Okay, that's a very good point, actually. The Last of Us Part 2 was longer than the first one, so that does warrant a second 2 seasons out of that. Absolutely. But within those 2 seasons that they're going to do, I think it also maybe opens up some space for them to do other things. Like episode 3 was kind of born out of just an idea of, you know, Bill and Frank's relationship, and they kind of completely expanded on that. Like we never saw that in the game, and I thought that was great. So hopefully that also gives them the confidence now to be like, you know what, episode 3 absolutely rocked. We can do that with Last of Us Part 2, Season 2 and 3. We can do all sorts of things and kind of fill in the story and fatten it out a bit, you know. Halo TV series thoughts. I actually haven't watched that, believe it or not. I heard it was abysmal. I heard it sucked. So look, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to jump on that in the future. But look, I should probably watch it. I mean, I really should, right? It's probably worth actually watching. I have watched a little bit of Edge Runners, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and I thought that was fantastic. I haven't watched Arcane. I did hear amazing things about that too, so that's something I also want to be watching in the future. Yeah, so look, as I said before, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more games in general now starting to take the plunge, and I'm very excited to see that. We're going to wrap it up soon, guys. I didn't want to make this too long today. It was just to kind of chat about Last of Us, have a chat with you guys in general. Zendru, sorry, I didn't see Zendru. He's still modding after all these years. What a good man. Everyone applaud Zendru. He's a good dude. He's been here for years. And every time I jump on, he's always there to support. Love you, brother. Let me see. Episode 3 would work as a standalone movie. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. It really felt like it had good bones for that. Like everything was there. It had an amazing story, and that took that whole show to a new level for me when I watched that. I was just like, holy shit, that's absolutely incredible. Halo TV series has like very good episodes out of 10. 3 good episodes out of 10. Okay, so it was a bit hit and miss. Yeah, okay, for sure. Zendru, yeah, I'm hiding in here still. That's good to see you, man. Any plans for the channel? That's a good question. Actually don't know, you know, like I really don't know. I do miss hanging with you guys. I do miss chatting with you guys. I think that there's going to be something in the future where I can do something. I mean, even if it's just something relaxed like this ever so often. Really depends though. I mean, if there's an appetite for it, absolutely. If there's not so much of an appetite for it, then maybe not. But, you know, like, you know, I work another job kind of thing, so it's hard to actually do all the mims and stuff like that. But I definitely would like to have this in my life in some capacity. I just don't know what that capacity looks like, you know. Yeah, so we'll have to see, guys. But I'll really just I'll just see how I feel in the next couple of weeks, and if this kind of format of just kind of chatting with you guys when certain events happen, or if there's certain news that I want to chat about and stuff like that, then that might be the way. More questions. Wow, this I thought this channel was dead. It is dead. But it's brought back to life. Mercy has rezzed it. Here we go. What else? You should do the weekly dump later on All Us. Yeah, maybe look again. I mean, I'm open to things. I'm absolutely open to doing some sort of content on here every so often. But it just would be a bit more chilled, a bit more conversational, a bit more potentially live, just to chat about what's going on in the world. Did I finish Mass Effect? Oh yeah, I loved Mass Effect. I didn't finish Mass Effect 2 though, but I did play about 60% of it. But Mass Effect 1, I did the remake. On when it came out last year or the year before. So I did very much love that. How's my singing career going? Amazing. No. Well, I got that one song that I brought out recently. We recently celebrated 1 million streams, 1 million streamerinos. So you can just call me famous now, like whatever. Like if you want to book me, it's like please book me. No, like it's good. I like that. I like to do that on the side as a passion. It's not really a full-time thing naturally. I've got about 15 songs now that I've released, so I'll continue to do that in the future. Absolutely. What else? It's on Spotify. Thank you very much, Zendru. You're a good man. The new song's called Secret Song. There's the other songs, of course. Crazy Kate. Let's see. God, this is a host of just absolute bangers. Absolute 10 out of 10s, guys. You got to go check that shit out, okay? Yeah. So, I enjoy making music. I enjoy doing that. But it's something that I will only do kind of on the side. When's the world tour? Any day now. Promise you we'll make it happen. But guys, look, I didn't want to take too much time today. Like that, I don't want to just fumble on. I just wanted to chat with you guys, talk about where I've been, talk about what I want to potentially do with this in the future, and also talk about The Last of Us. I thought The Last of Us was just amazing, and I think that maybe there is a space once a week or so, or maybe a bit more, to jump on, have a chat with you guys, and just spend some time with you guys. You know, talk about current events, talk about the news, talk about if I go and see a movie or whatever. Like maybe just jump on here and do a review of that. Like I'd love to do that, you know. So so guys, I appreciate you. I love you. And I look forward to seeing, and thank you to everyone that was kind enough to donate today. I appreciate that. You guys are good people. You're good to me. You're very good to me. I may come back in the future and do another video. Maybe next week. If we feel like there's something to talk about, then I'd love to jump back on, guys. But you just stream once in a while when you're not too busy. Appreciate all the busy exploiting the toil. I can't read that. God, toil of the. God, I literally need glasses now. God. Yes, but ultimately, I want to jump on here so often. Absolutely. It's nice hearing that everyone is doing okay. Everyone is doing okay. Everyone's doing real nice. Oh, God. Next time I'm going to come in on with glasses. Isn't that sad? Jesus Christ. Or I need to bring the actual screen forward. Either way. All right, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. And I will see you guys. Oh, should we do a dropout? Let's do a dropout. All right. Love you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next time. Later out. Is it gone? Or am I still here? I think I'm still here.